From Bloodfire Posse to Main Street Records, which helped forge the careers of Red Rat, Goofy, General Degree, and Vegas. Danny Browne, like his brothers Cleveland of Steely and Cleavy fame, along with bassist Glenn Browne, with music in his DNA.
I spend most of the time in the studio doing advertisements. I do a lot of jingles. I do a lot of voiceovers.
Browne also producing gospel acts. And Bloodfire Posse regrouping in studio in time for the Summer Olympics.
Jamaican colors, black, gold and green. Do you know what it means?
The song was done maybe about 8 years ago. Bloodfire as a group that started in the 80s. You know, we always remained friends as members of the group. And sometimes we just get together and experiment. So I just wrote this song and we went to the studio with a new Bloodfire with Lenky, and with Lenky's a member, Cleavy was the original drummer also. And we just came to this very studio and we did this song. When it comes to music, I've never changed. I can make the wickedest dancehall beat on the planet right now. It's nothing to me, it's a no-brainer for me. I love music, I love to dance. When it comes to move your body, that's me, right? So even throughout my Christianity, as you know, dancehall gospel has become a thing. And I'm one of the forerunners. I just believe that's my calling. I might change my message, but I would never change my calling. This is me, I'm still Danny Browne. I'm a producer, I'm a creative person.
Yeah. This one, this every girl loves sex. Because when your band do look top, choppy line dialing.
But dancehall today very different from the music Browne made with, say, Vegas or Degree. Like the bandana he has around his neck, the absent ingredient perhaps what made dancehall essentially a product of Jamaica. In its place, a cheap substitute that's harder than ever to export.
I personally, I'm not enjoying it. I like some of it. And the main issue I have with the current music is that it's no longer our music. It sounds like foreign music and they're singing Jamaican on it. I personally don't necessarily support that. But I'll support the youth because, of course, it must be heading somewhere. My navel string cut in Jamaica. I love reggae music and I love dancehall music. It's we make it. I'd love to see some of the younger producers, possibly even some of the older ones, to revisit dancehall in its pure state.
Do we have producers anymore?
Man, let me tell you, this has always been a challenge for us.
In other words, what made you a producer?
First of all, I'm a musician. A lot of producers are really investors, right? In my day, I used to say that a lot.
What do you mean by an investor?
They invested, they'll get some money together and call some musicians and play this for me. They have no clue what's happening. As a producer, that will never happen with me. I'm going to dictate. I'm fully in charge. I'll change the key of the song. I'll rearrange the lyrics. I'll do the end. When I'm done with that song, it must be pleasing to me.
Right now, I can buy a beat.
Right.
And just get something done. I don't need a producer like you anymore. I can just go online and do a thing.
Yeah, that's where the world is now. You know. Everything is easier. It's like computer. You can go on a computer and all of a sudden you become an accountant because you bought a software that can do the accounts for you. So I mean, this is part of growth, and you know, it's expected. However, again, one of the beef I have is the fact that a lot of these beats coming out of Jamaica are not even originated here, which was a shocker for me. They're buying beats off foreigners and then they incorporate it in and call it dancehall. That's the part that bugs me, you know. It is not dancehall. People ain't beat me for saying this, but it is true. Dancehall beat is established. So reggaeton is more dancehall than what we're doing now. And I'm saying dancehall is a beat, it's a genre. Everybody, it's established around the world. So when a Justin Bieber will do a dancehall song, you know it's a dancehall beat. What these guys are doing now, it's something else. It's a foreign beat, it's half hip-hop, it's in the line of what I'm called trap. And I'm saying this cannot represent me. I'll stand firm on that. It will never represent me. When we started to do dancehall, you know, we were shunned, you know, by the bigger guys, you know, the guys before us, you know. But we had regard for them. We knew about the Scatolites, we knew about all the greats that came before us, and we wanted to meet them and we wanted to experience. These guys, these young kids nowadays, they don't want to meet us. However they regard us, there's no high regard. And so I'm saying, unfortunately, we can't even help them through their own processing.
What really matters, though, is whether something hits or misses.
Well, that is, you've said something.
Because if Skilly Bang hits with one of his trap songs or Intense rocks the world with the mumble DJ stuff or whatever, and it works and people like it and it generates a buzz, isn't that really ultimately all that matters?
To be honest, I have done tracks in the past that are straight up hip-hop, right? The only difference with myself as a producer, I've traveled the world working with hip-hop artists. I've traveled working with the best of the best, from P. Diddy, you name them. I've done work with them, so I understand their experience. No, I knew for me, it wasn't mine. What they were doing, I couldn't do it. I could mimic it. I could be like a monkey or a parrot, but I would never be them. So what's happening now is that these guys are trying to mimic what persons are doing, and sometimes by fluke of luck, they may get a one and two thing. But in terms of being consistent, dancehall was something that the world was buzzing over. It was doing well. There's no reason to change it. But all of a sudden, somebody made a change, and everybody jumped on that bandwagon and left this one. Well, that was working quite fine. Reggaeton came and just grab it and run with it. And you said the pop artists, they are running with it while we're looking over there for what I don't know.
So it's no mystery that we're missing from the international stage in terms of really generating the numbers that Sean and Shaggy and whoever might have generated.
Listen, man, let me tell you my disappointment, Anthony. I sit down and watch artists, pop artists do songs and inviting reggaeton DJs DJing in Spanish to an English song, while our artists in Jamaica not representing in any way, shape or form. Unless you're going to go back for Sean Paul, Shaggy, Im Shabba, Beanie Man, the old school guys, they still have some worth. As a Christian, and I said this publicly, I've done remixes for Beyonce in the past couple of years. I've done with Pitbull. I've done work with everybody, and I'm behind the scenes. I'm saying I'm an old star in the business, and they come from, why they don't come from the new producers? Something is obviously wrong. What they're doing, the world is not interested really. And then I'm going to get beaten for saying what I'm saying, but I feel it from my heart. It's heartfelt. It's not made up anything. I cannot do these guys, what they're doing, some of them making some money, and I thank God for them, because they could have been doing something else. However, in terms of the music and what Jamaica represents and what we have worked so hard to establish, we've lost that foundation. The footing is gone. I've made that call already now. I said, like Dave Kelly, Tony Kelly, Donovan Jermian, Gussie Clark, Clevie. Come on, man. Do some music, man, and make the world happy.
Nicki Minaj this year sampling Danny Browne's Filthy Rhythm that propelled such tracks as Heads High
Kill them with
and Traffic Blocking.
Traffic blocking.